Great morning, Commanders fans, and happy Saturday. Hope everybody has a great day today. This is positive news. I will say that. This is positive news. Now, Terry McLaurin was just activated off of the PUP list. His ankle is fine. We already know his ankle is fine anyway. But I just love this because Kliff Kingsbury has motion, man. Kliff complained yesterday in the press conference. And then less than 24 hours, guess what? Terry McLaurin is activated off of PUP. So he's not going to be out there doing 11 on 11s or 7 on 7s, or probably won't even do 1-on-1s today. I don't think anything like that will happen today. And then, of course, it's too late for him to play in the Bengals game because that's in 2 days now, 48 hours or a little bit more than 48 hours away. So he's not going to play in that. And then, of course, he's not going to do the last preseason game. None of the starters are going to play in that. But this is progress because we have a game in 3 weeks? We got the Giants in 3 weeks, September 7th. So we just can't play around with that time. And what Kliff said, Dan Quinn he's not the guy that's going to come out and say that. He's going to keep it very political, not say anything like that. But Kliff, he's just fed up. He said, quote, "We're kind of at that point to where we need to start getting those guys when they're available out there gelling and see where we are as an offense." And you just can't see that without Terry McLaurin out there. Brandon Coleman's hurt, Cosme ACL, Tunzel in and out of the lineup the last couple weeks. And you need your number one receiver. And then Kliff called out the receivers too. He was hot yesterday. Kliff has motion. He's been a head coach in the league before. He will be a head coach again unless he just decides that he just wants to stay here with the perfect match with Jaden Daniels. But Kliff is super, super important to this team. He had a heck of a season last year. He got the best out of Jaden Daniels. And then after the first 2 slow games, he got Terry super duper involved in the offense. And Terry and Jaden just had a great connection ever since that Monday night game against the Bengals. So Kliff's college offense was killing people last year. But I just love that Kliff stepped up and said something. He said it in a real way. It's not like he just bashed anybody or anything like that. And then he also said with Terry, there hasn't been a ton of contact. He's been here, but he's been working with trainers, stuff like that to show that he's been frustrated. What's another quote that Kliff said as well that was important? He said, quote, "I'm huge on walkthroughs, on practice and things like that, but like that because until you get on the grass and actually do it and feel the timing, feel the depth of routes and things of that nature, I don't exactly know how much you can get out of that." So I think we're kind of at that point to where we need to start getting those guys when they are available out there and gelling and seeing what we are as an offense. He's like, yeah, we need Terry out there, man. Walkthroughs and watching film is only going to do so much, and he hasn't even been in contact with him that much, which is not great either. He's been with trainers and Buddy Baker talking for 45 to an hour during training camp, which is just ridiculous. Now Buddy's not allowed on the facility anymore. His key card doesn't work. They banned him from the facility, which is what they should have been done from the jump. But I think this shows that, I think what the guy from Yahoo Sports said about Adam Peters and his negotiation, and then Noah Brown has been out too. I forget about him because there's just so many times that Noah Brown is in and out of the lineup too. And Kliff said, quote, "You don't have the projected top 2 outside receivers and both your projected inside pieces at guard." And he also says, quote, "It's not going to really give you the chance to gel or really build that relationship until you get everybody else on the grass." And this time is valuable, man. I know Terry and Jaden had a great season last year, but I know they've been running routes secretly in the bubble. It's not a secret anymore that rumor came out, and it probably is true, but that's just not enough. You got to have that competition. You got to have that repetition. You got to get the plays down. I know they have the same coordinator, same offense, but there's new things that they have been adding to the offense. And I really wish Trey Amos could have got some bump against Terry, some good competition instead of just going up against Luke McCaffrey every day and keeping him in jail. I think that would have been great for Trey Amos's development. Trey Amos is going to be fine, but that would have been a lot better for him rather than him going up against Chris Moore and Ja'Cory Brooks, no disrespect to Ja'Cory Brooks, and KJ Osborne and Gallup and Luke McCaffrey and guys like that. I think that would have been so much better for Trey Amos. But yeah, they got to get the timing down. They got a couple weeks to get that done. Really probably 2 weeks because I don't see Terry. This does not mean he's going to practice yet, but he's activated with the phony ankle injury. And also, this is an indication to me, like I said, the guy from Yahoo Sports who said Adam Peters is basically negotiates like a mafia boss where you don't want to negotiate with him, and an unnamed NFL executive says you don't want to negotiate with Adam Peters, or that he hates negotiating with Adam Peters. We've seen Adam Peters on the phone with Howie Roseman, how those negotiations have gone, and Adam Peters doesn't play around when he's talking to Howie Roseman, and that's the way that it should be. I do hate that this is going on with Terry, and I do feel like both sides need to budge a little bit. or give way. Like Adam should give a little way too and go up to the 28 million. I don't know if he has or not. And then Terry and Buddy Baker, they should come down a little bit to 30. I don't know if they're still at the 33 DK Metcalf, 32 or whatever. But I do feel like both sides definitely should give way and stop the swinging contest and try to come in the middle, man. So we can just get this over with and move on. And that's how Kliff feels too. He's fed up with this, man. And we've seen holdouts go a little bit longer with CeeDee Lamb and Jamar Chase and guys like that. But and another thing, Terry just loves football. He wants to play, man. Like he really wants to play. It's not even his personality. Like, I know he wants to get his money, but we just know Terry loves football. Like that's just character. That's his character. That's his personality. And he wants to be out there with his guys. He's a leader, man. He's a captain of the team. We saw him progress as a leader and a vocal leader against the Lions and some of the playoff games last year. The Eagles game that we won, 36-33, where Jaden threw 5 touchdowns. So we could just tell this is not like a Micah Parsons type of holdout or Jamar Chase or some situations with Tyreek Hill where he got traded from the Chiefs, where guys or Brandon Ayuk from last year, or even some NBA players who complain about money, where James Harden called the GM a liar, Daryl Morey a liar. It's nowhere near that. It did get bad with the Eastern Motors commercial or whatever, Eastern Motors shoot, but it's good to see that this progress is going on with Terry McLaurin and that he is going to at least put a jersey on instead of the white tank and burgundy shorts and the hat and the hoodie that he wore the other day. And we saw him talking to Adam Peters a couple of days ago as well. But we'll see. I don't know if they have to cut somebody in a corresponding move. I think when he was on PUP, he already took up a roster spot. But I would personally cut Chris Moore. I think Chris Moore needs to be released as soon as possible. But I don't think they will. But like I said, I think Buddy Baker and Terry just realize that Adam is standing on what he's standing on as far as a contract. But they do need to come in the middle. So, all right, you guys, as always, great news, positive. I'll just say positive news in the right direction. Positive news in the right direction for sure. And we'll see, because they do have training camp at 9:00. So we'll see what updates they have, and Terry McLaurin out there at practice as well. He'll probably be on a side field as well. All right, guys, as always, Health Commanders. Peace.